StarrSoaps channel. How are you today? I'm doing good. Today I'm going to be doing a remake of my pumpkin chai star soap. That's right, my super popular pumpkin chai star soap with real pumpkin puree and shea butter. So come with me and I'll show you how I make it. Squee! So first things first, I've got all my beautiful oils and my butter, my shea butter, all melted with some lovely goat's milk mixed in and all cooled off at room temperature, which for me is about 25 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius, and the lye is at the same temperature. And I've just added it in and I'm giving it a light stick blend to bring it to a light emulsification, or just a light trace as we say. And once we get it to a light trace, then we can go ahead and start the soapy magic. So the first thing we're going to do is separate this batch out, and I'm making a little bit of very dark mocha mica coloured soap and a little bit of very brightly white coloured soap. They will be my accent colours, and the white will be coloured with titanium dioxide dispersed in water, and then the rest of the soap will have pumpkin puree in it, loads of delicious golden pumpkin puree, which adds a nice very fine exfoliant to the soap, so it doesn't feel scratchy, but it does feel a little bit mealy, a little bit different than just this normal smooth star soap. And it also is just so wonderful for your skin, especially with that lovely shea butter added into the recipe. So I'm adding my favorite fragrance oil for this batch, which is pumpkin chai, and I get my pumpkin chai from Candle Creations, and that's a place here in New Zealand. You can check them out. It's just candlecreations.co.nz, and that's where I tend to buy a lot of my fragrance oils, and they are the only ones that I know that do pumpkin chai. I just love it. It's the perfect scent for this. So I actually went ahead and made little pumpkins in advance for this particular batch, and I molded them out of a soap that I made purposefully for this, so I actually scented it in pumpkin chai. So from top to bottom, including those gorgeous little handmade toppers, this whole batch is scented in pumpkin chai, which is super cool. I just love this scent. I always keep a bar back for myself because I absolutely love it. It reminds me a little bit of barley with all of the sort of spices and things, but it's also just one of those great autumn fragrances, a wonderful soap to have around Halloween, and just personally for me all year round. So I'm going to go ahead now and finish mixing up my soap, and then we can start pouring it in the mold.
Picked me off the ground. I rely on you. If time was short, then I'd run from you to the other side, to the other side. For now I know I'm laying down on you, darling, and you can't quite lift me. You don't know how. For now I know I am just wasting time with you by me. I've been twisting, turning my head to see, and I've been singing, raising my voice, trying to get you to hear me. Oh, somebody else got it wrong. I will lift my head up when I'm lying down on you. I don't have a clue. When you hold me, you try to mold me, but I'm not clay, I'm not plasticine, I am believing in you. It's your smile, it fills me with joy for a little while. If I'm crying, if I'm sobbing, would you try to cheer me up? We said do-si-do. Come on, ring around a rosy girl. Try to keep your head up, girl. Try to keep your head up. Oh, go do-si-do. Come on, ring around a rosy girl. Try. I will try to keep your head up.
So with all our soap in the mould, I have done a lovely hanger swirl, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. And then I've just dolloped a little bit of the white that was left over on the very top. That dark one got really thick on me, so I couldn't save that back for the top, unfortunately. And now I'm just doing a little bit of a swirl on the top, which will then be covered up with all of my little handmade toppers. And for this batch, I've not only made pumpkins, but I've also made some lovely little leaves. And I've also made, in a previous batch, some tiny little black soap stars, just using a little bit of black soap dough rolled out very thinly and a fondant cutter in the shape of a star. So I want you guys to pay real close attention. I put the stars on one loaf and I leave them off the other loaf. And I would love it if you could leave me a comment below and tell me which one you like better. I think the stars are a nice touch just because, you know, StarrSoaps. But I also really like the way it looks without the black stars. So I'm torn. Help me make up my mind. Leave me a comment below and let me know, do you like it with the stars or without?
All the time we are right. Somebody else is wrong. Somebody else got it wrong. I will lift my head up when I'm lying down on you. I don't have a clue. When you hold me, you try to mold me, but I'm not clay, I'm not plasticine, I am believing in you. It's your smile, it fills me with joy for a little while. If I'm crying, if I'm sobbing, would you try to cheer me up? We said do-si-do. Come on, ring around a rosy girl. Try to keep your head up, girl. Try to keep your head up. Oh, go do-si-do. Come on, ring
Alrighty, and here we have the final cut bars, and they're all ready to go up into the curing rack. I'm not going to bevel them or anything. I'm going to leave them just like that. I love them. So what do you guys think of these swirls? I thought I could see dragons in some of them, and I thought I could see little kitty cats in some of them. They were really quite interesting, and I love how this batch turned out. Pumpkin Chai tends to be one of those ones that is always different for me. So here are my little moulded pumpkins, and then here we have the tops of the soap, and don't they look gorgeous? And of course finally a picture of the cut soap sitting up in the curing rack and just doing its curing thing, getting ready to be wrapped and sold. This week I'd like to highlight Chris Menard Timpson and her super groovy Halloween witchy soap that she made and shared in our group over on Facebook called StarrSoapy Family. I freaking love these, and I thought they fitted really well with my pumpkin chai, so that's why I decided to include them in this particular video. Thank you, Chris, for sharing your awesome creation with us. I love seeing what you guys make, so if you haven't already, come over and join our group, StarrSoapy Family.